I just want to start by saying I was very I was sad to hear about the news of Joe Biden, um, as I would be of anybody that I knew of. I don't know him personally, of course, but he's been around a long time, just like me. And, you get used to certain people and you miss them when they're gone. Just like uh, just like a celebrity that you've been listening to for years and years. So Brian did all right by me. I'm not giving no politician or um, myself. I don't worship no one. And I look at it as most people should. It's a job. Are you doing your job? And like any job, you're going to make mistakes. You're not going to make everybody happy. Um, all I can say is he was, from what I saw, he was kind hearted. He wasn't, I could listen to him. I just put it that way. I could listen to him more than 10 minutes. And he was talking from his heart. He didn't seem like a greedy man to me. Um, I know, people like to bring up a lot of stuff that he did in the past. We all did stuff in the past. We all have to adapt to changes. You don't know what you're going to be like 10 years from now. You may say, it was a long time I didn't like mayonnaise. Now I'm buying mayonnaise. I got to have mayonnaise on my sandwich. For a long time, I would never eat mayonnaise. And yeah, I got Cash App. And so a lot of people might hold that against me. So it don't, just like when he was running, and just like Hillary, so I could you add you and you send me $10. Me send you $10? Yeah, right. Okay. Um, Believe me, if I had it, I would. I wish we could help one another. Hi, Tam. But I just want to say that, as everybody should, I looked on the Washington government website, and I was looking at all of the executives and all the stuff that this government administration is doing, and I looked at this one that said this is supposed to be National Foster Care Month. So I looked it up, and it is it's something to really think about. Scary looking woman. Oh, thank you. Yes, I appreciate you pointing that out. Because there's a lot of scary things out here, and we have to be careful. We have to really be careful. I hope you have a great day too, Sam. Um, and that's another thing that's happening out here. We have families out here that are getting their kids taken And from what I read, over 300,000 kids are being taken from their home because of neglect and abuse. And it could be physical, mental, all kinds. And you know that it will cost up to 40 or more now, up to $40,000 a year to take care of that said child. Why? Why do it cost that much to take care of a child in foster care? And it is more, okay, that's in group care, but more than that in foster care. So it's um, we want our kids to be taken care of. We should want our kids to be taken care of. We should want them to have the basic needs, if nothing else, and raise them to not be bullies and mean and criminal. People can talk about criminals, but then they the same ones that will say stuff that is hurtful. We should learn to treat each other nicely. Just like, for instance, that person that got on there and say, this person named Wesley, scary looking woman. Now, what would make him say something like that to me? And you wonder, what do he mean by scary? It's a lot of scary stuff out here. But calling a person that you don't even know, that never met, you get on people's page just to say that? Do you think that makes him feel good to say that about somebody? Now, why would I say something about you hurtful? Why am I trying to hurt your feelings? I don't know you. You never done nothing to me. I don't know what you're going through in life. Why would I want to say something to hurt your feelings? For what? That would never give me any sort of pleasure. And also, okay, I was talking about Biden, but I read a comment that somebody made about they think that they wanted to go back to when he was in office, that they knew that he was sick and they tried to cover it up and all that stuff. It's pitiful. It's just a darn shame that they want to go back in the past and talk about something that happened months ago. It may not even be true. But what I'm thinking, if Biden was so sick, he should have stepped down and let Kamala Harris be the first woman president. But they didn't do that. Either because he wasn't that sick, as the MAGA extremists want to suggest, or they too wasn't ready for a female president, especially a black female. And I know, and everybody should know, is don't be distracted with the words and the rhetoric that's coming out of these bona fide liars that have proven to be deceitful at every turn. And it's a shame that you got administration that half the country cannot believe anything that come out their mouth. How do you run a country like that? Now, I know we don't believe everything anybody say, all the time. But if you have been proven to be a liar, that is really a stain on you that can never, ever go away. So we're going to have to stay true and kind no matter, because no matter who you are, somebody loves you and somebody's going to miss you when you leave this earth. And it is really hurtful, and it's hard to listen to the disgraceful rhetoric that these people are spewing out of their mouth about a sick man. Now, it doesn't matter if you're not going to like everybody, and it doesn't matter if you like me or not, or if I like you or not. You're still a human being. You was given a job to do. And what I've learned, and what a good leader is someone that doesn't take things personal. And that's the best thing to do is don't take everything personal. And to choose your words wisely. And that is exactly what I saw President Biden do. He didn't take everything. He didn't take stuff personal. He wasn't on his Twitter account calling people dogs and low life and low IQ and I'm gonna prosecute them. I'm gonna investigate them every time somebody says something bad about them. That's what you call a mature leader. And we have had many of presidents that have kept stuff secret because they know how people is. They would take something and run with it. They would take something and turn it into a mountain of lies. And people is already confused enough. It's pitiful. And I know for a fact, if that had been Trump saying that he had cancer, it would be so many people online saying stuff. Me, personally, I would keep it to myself because I'm not trying to make anybody feel any kind of way. And that's what's wrong with this country. It's too many feelings being hurt. It's too many feelings that you gotta walk on ice, not to hurt. You see something online, you hear something online, and people want to get all upset. Oh, it's pitiful. It's pitiful. And these Pope are Pope babies. What kind of world are we going to leave for them? Yes, we have to stand up. We have to stand up for our little ones. Because right now, we do not have an administration that is doing that. We have to know history because history tells us that the earth is delicate. It's a delicate flower and it has to be taken care of. And right now, look around. I always think about if the Europeans had never came over here, what this country would look like. Because the Indians were so natural. They used everything. And now look at the world. It's full of trash, tall buildings. I even heard on the radio that they was talking about how the earth is sinking. Of course, you got buildings as heavy as mountains. Pollution. Trash galore. And now they're getting more and more electronics that people throw away. And you know where all them electronic trash go away? They ship it off to these poor countries that they want to keep poor so they can continue to ship their trash to. Now just think about it. One person throws away at least 2 bags of trash every week, every year, for 50 years. Where's all that trash going? Cars. And where are we leaving our kids? A polluted world where now, I remember a time where you could drink water out of the faucet. Now they recommend you don't. Now they have lakes that are full of bacteria and flesh-eating diseases, and now they're saying whales are dying from having ingested so much plastic. Why is plastic in the ocean? But anyway, okay, it just hurts me so bad. And we have leaders that don't care because they gonna be dead and gone, they think, before it blows up. And ain't nothing we can do about it. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. I will be back later. But I wanna leave this. We have to fight back. We have to do this for our children. And you must wonder, and I always wonder too, why do these rich people need so much money? They make it billions. They make it billions of dollars. They make it billions of dollars. Why do they need another billions of dollars? You know why? Because they worship money. And if we really could see how much they spend a day, we probably would be amazed. And I know a lot of it go to NDAs because there's a lot of stuff we don't know. We don't know what's going on out here because they have so much cover up. They can pay people. Just like people can go 40, 50 years of doing dirt, and then all of a sudden, when it's convenient, all of it will start coming out. Because just like when the Depression came and people started losing their lives, they was literally jumping out of windows They was committing suicide because they could not stand the fact of not having all that money. So just something to think about. What we need to do is we need to fight the fine fight. And get educated. Because you know they hate educated people. And they hate people that are nice and kind to one another. And wait a minute, I'm gonna be right back. Yes, I got a small apartment. You would not believe this. When I read this, I got this out of the SPLC book. And it's over 595 hate groups in this country alone. And it's 835 anti-government groups. Why we don't have no love groups? Yes, you have a lot of places that do good stuff, help people out, give you free stuff, but we need love groups. We need 900 love groups. And let me see, extremist ideologies and definitions, hate groups, anti-immigrants. Oh, we have a lot of those. The immigrants are anti-immigrants. Anti-LGBTQ, anti-Muslim, anti-Semitic. Christian identity is an anti-Semitic racist theologian that rose to a position of commanding influences on the racist right in the 1980s. See, we've been letting this stuff brew for so long, but now it's coming to a head because they are trying to put someone in high power to direct all this stuff that's why we're going to have to be doing something now, because they're going to keep putting MAGA's people, and probably worse, in the Oval Office. General hate. Hate music. Hate music. Groups or typical music labels that record, publish, and distribute racist music of a variety of genres, along with products that promote their hateful. You still got the Ku Klux Klan. Male supremacy. Neo-Confederacy. Neo-Nazi. The radical traditionalist Catholics. Racist skinheads. During the 1980s, 1990s, and mid-2000s, particularly, the movement rose to prominence through the lucrative international hate music scene. The movement has shrunk, okay? And you have the white nationalists. And then you have the anti-government groups. These are the anti-democratic hard right movement. They actually, why do these people want to get away from, want to stamp out democracy. Democracy helps them be who they are. But and they don't care, because they don't care. As long as the others don't have it, we don't care if we don't have it either. They believe the federal government is tyrannical, and they traffic in conspiracy theories about a illegitimate government of leftist elites seeking a new world order. Really? That's why people are so confused. Because all they do is talk about one another. Conspiracy propagandists. Oh boy. The constitutional sheriff ideology lie in the two concepts of the county supremacy movement. The county, not the state or the federal government, should control all land. Yeah, you do have some sheriffs that feel like they have the right to have their own sets of laws. Militant groups. The obsession with field training exercises, guns, uniforms, and the Moorish sovereignty citizen movement. Boy, it's, you know what? We're going to have to take time out and learn this stuff. Teach our kids this stuff. I don't know what's going on with the school system. I've been picking my grandson up, and I asked him what he doing in school. We didn't do nothing. We have free day. Free day? Just because you have 2 weeks left of school, and so they don't feel like they have to teach you anything? So what the hell am I wasting my gas and time for to take you to school? This is crazy. What is they doing to our children? Trying to put them back in the fields. All right, I do recommend you find this stuff out, learn this stuff, and teach your children. Because it is a conspiracy to destroy our children. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.